Well, let's talk about this with Andrew Allison. He's head of campaigns at Popular Conservatism and joins us now. Good afternoon to you, Andrew.
Good afternoon, Julia.
Thanks so much for joining us. It's fascinating, isn't it? Lots of people have been putting up the St George's and Union flags as part of Operation Raise the Colours over the last couple of months. And bosses at Shropshire Council said these flags that had been put up, well, they needed to be removed because they got a bit damaged by the storm. I mean, gosh, that's an incredibly strong storm, isn't it? Able to damage those flags, and had to take them down. And the question is that, was that really the reason the Lib Dem Council took down the flags of our great nation state?
I'm shocked, Julia, utterly shocked that this Liberal Democrat council would want to remove flags. But so many councils, and I noticed that they either seem to be Labour or Lib Dem for some reason, seem to cite health and safety reasons, because that's the catch-all for all of it, isn't it? And now, of course, it's unsightly, and now because it's because of a storm. But I was driving a couple of weeks ago. It might have been during that storm, Amy, for all I know. But I was driving recently along this road, and there were St George's flags and Union Jacks on the lampposts, every single lamppost. Yeah. This was going on for about a mile. All of them were secure, and by God, were they getting blown about in the wind. All of them staying on the lampposts, and they looked magnificent. Yeah.
I mean, also, that's the funny thing. You think about these flags, you think we have flags outside all the time. They have flags on boats that go across the high seas. They somehow seem to survive. It's almost like they're made to withstand the weather. But look, this is reality. We know that there is now a battle over our flags in this station. And quite absurdly so, because we are the only country in the world that is embarrassed about our flag. But a lot of these same councils, we saw this in Birmingham, where this kind of started, was, well, happy to have the Palestinian flag flying everywhere, put up by the council, and people going, we ain't in Palestine, mate. Doesn't actually exist, by the way. We're going to put up our own flags because we should have our own flags. And then Birmingham City Council taking them down. A lot of these same people, these Lib Dems, I mean, happy to wave an EU flag any day of the week, at the proms, you name it, wherever it is, they'll wave their EU flags. But they feel very embarrassed by their own flag.
Well, because I'm a political geek, Julia, I was looking at some footage from the Liberal Democrat conference from a few weeks ago. And of course, all of a sudden, all of the delegates at the Lib Dem conference were waving flags around. Now, I'm sure that wasn't staged in any way. I'm sure that was a spontaneous act of patriotism from all those Liberal Democrats, although it has to be said that some of them did look remarkably uncomfortable and didn't really know what to do when it comes to waving a flag. So it's very convenient for them to show that to the nation, but we know that that's not really what they believe. And you mentioned Birmingham. I mean, they were raising the Pakistan flag for Pakistan's National Day, and they were celebrating that. I think the Pakistan flag was projected on the side of the library. At the same time, they were ordering people to remove English flags and Union Jacks. So I think it's pretty clear what they're up to, isn't it? It
really is quite extraordinary, isn't it? Now, I know you're at Popular Conservatism, but I just want to ask you about a Reform UK councillor as well, Claire Mackey-Brown. She was reported to Police Scotland about an interview she did on STV last week over an alleged hate crime, where she was talking about how she says about the protests that we've been seeing about migrant hotels, saying there is true unrest and it's scary. It's scary as a local resident, somebody who was born and bred here. Immediately went, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and then being sort of told off by the interviewer, and then facing an allegation of a hate crime for talking about being born and bred somewhere. What do you make of that?
It's utterly disgraceful, isn't it? I mean, I was born and bred in Bishop Auckland in County Durham, and I used that phrase quite liberally when anyone asked me where I come from. I could say I was born and bred in England. I was born and bred in the UK. It's just a fact of life. Now, you could be of Pakistani descent, but your parents moved here, and you were born and bred in the UK. It's just a common phrase. And the fact that police time is being wasted on this, that's the thing. There are so many other crimes that need investigating, and yet the police are wasting valuable resources on investigating something that will ultimately go nowhere.
Yeah, well, they've already said there was no crime, but they should have known that immediately and told the person who made the complaint they were wasting police time. Andrew Allison, thank you for joining us, Head of Campaigns at Public Conservatism. Really appreciate that. Tom Slater, editor of Spiked Online, still with me. We talk about these stories because we need to, because they're absurd. But I do feel we're wasting our time and the audience's time, and indeed police time, that those things even get talked about. But also this council just sort of coming up with the spurious excuse about why they've taken down those flags. I'm sure that an EU flag would have survived.
No, absolutely, it would have survived the storm miraculously. But it's embarrassing, isn't it? They know they're on the back foot, and in a way that's good. They know that it's absurd and controversial to treat the Cross of St George or the Union flag as something that needs to be taken down at a moment's notice, lest it, you know, rip us under community cohesion. So they have to make stuff up. In a way, that's progress, because previously they might have just ripped it down anyway. But yes, it's embarrassing for them, and we all know that they're lying. So it's one of those things where we all know what the truth is.
And these people, they're horrified. A phrase I can't use, but a flag lover, shall we say, that they call everybody. Mike Graham, I don't even know is a word I can see, got called something else on social media. I was laughing for about half an hour about it, as I told him. But flag lover, let's go with lover. And they, anyone who's the Union flag or the England flag, but they absolutely love that blue flag with the yellow stars on. Oh my goodness, and they love that Palestinian flag. It's quite bizarre, isn't it?